Alright guys, welcome to this upload for you guys today. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. And if you are new around this channel, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button. Now, I just want to say to every one of you guys I watched AEW Dynamite and I thought it was a fantastic show. They're on the ball with a lot of things towards obviously AEW Dynamite. I've not actually watched any episodes of Collision because obviously normally it falls on a Saturday, but I know tonight it falls on a Thursday, so I'm hit and miss. Maybe watch it or don't watch it. I don't know. It just depends how I feel. Because at the end of the day, I'm quite burnt out. It's been a long day. I had a job interview this morning, and the heat's got to me to the point where I thought I was getting ill. Don't worry, I'm not getting ill, guys. But thank you ever so much anyway for your concern. What? None of you are concerned? Okay, fair enough. But one thing is that I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door. I keep mentioning it on every video. I cannot wait. It's nearly 3 weeks away, and I really can't wait to travel with my good old friend Paddy. Hopefully, meet a few of you guys that have actually followed me, either if it's on TikTok, even if it's on my vlog channel, which is on the link tree down below, or even X, or even Instagram. End of the day, we just love the world of professional wrestling. If you do see me All In, sorry, I'm used to saying All In because it comes to London and AEW. Sorry, I do apologise. Forbidden Door, or you see me at Pro Wrestling Eve, or you see me about London, come on over and say hi, and I'll sign you an autograph if you've got a piece of paper. I've not done that in many years, to be honest. But one thing is I want to actually say to you with Dynamite last night, I really, really, really enjoyed the match between Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. They're proving a point with that match to put it on free-to-air TV, and there was a massive uproar on social media. People just want to nitpick AEW for the sake of it as of late. And it's getting very tedious to the point where people say, "Oh, this should be on a pay-per-view. Why are they doing it on free-to-air TV? Rare, tear. I know it's not free for me because obviously I get mine through Thriller or Fight, whatever you want to class it as, and I watch it through that instead of watching it on ITV4 when it airs technically tomorrow night. So the reason why they've done it is to get the people that don't buy pay-per-views but get the same treatment to draw you in as well to the weekly product. And that's why they do it. That's how I feel like the way they do it. It's called common sense. That's the reason why they do it. And they put a fucking clinic of a match on last night. Absolute clinic of a match. And people been saying as well, the likes of Hangman Adam Page can't win without a gimmick match. Or the same with John Moxley, even though he lost at All In. And they proved them two can actually wrestle and have a good match. Put a banger of a match. I was really, really impressed. I was impressed more with that than I was with the actual Texas Death Match. Even though I do like that sort of stuff, I love all sort of wrestling. But to prove a point that was proper old school for me, and it meant so much to Hangman Adam Page. You could tell just by his face alone, let alone how much he put into that match. The same with John Moxley. It takes two to tango when it comes to a match like that. And they did like that aspect of it, even though at the start of the show, we sort of had where people keep saying AEW quotes cinema. It's living proof of that because you sort of had like a movie sort of style trailer with the old OG of movie trailers from the 80s and 90s doing the voiceover by the sound of it. And I was invested from that moment. Even though I knew full well this match would have delivered before that, and that gives that extra special entity towards the build up towards this match. Because I don't think, if I recall, AEW do the countdown lots like they do for the pay per views. And I love how they put those together. I always love watching it because it puts all the bits you get every single week to build up the feud towards the PLE. Sorry, pay per view. You literally get that build up and you have that entity towards AEW. And I feel like I'm grateful to actually have that because obviously it fill in the voids that parts you may have missed. Or you've actually, instead of rewatching the whole episode, you can just jump to that when they've got a pay per view. And we sort of had that mini version of that on Dynamite last night, but as a movie trailer, and it was actually fantastic. It was a great production and a great intrigue to that. And as well, one thing I do love is the feud between Tony Storm and Athena. That's an interesting angle because when is Athena going to cash in? Let alone, is it going to be at Forbidden Door? Is it going to be all out? That's the question. I, I love that build towards it. And I feel like the wrestling fans are that nitpicky to the point where Alex Winter's under a lot of scrutiny with a lot of wrestling fans at the moment because they keep saying, "Oh, she's only getting this star treatment now because she's Will Ospreay's wife," and I feel like that's hard done by because I've seen Alex Winter from way back in the day, and before she got with the likes of Will Ospreay. Obviously, they made friends on the independent scene here in the United Kingdom. So that's what I feel like she's been really hard done by. And I feel like with Alex Winter, I'm glad she's got this break into the American wrestling scene, you know. So that's what I mean. I love the way they're building this feud towards that going forward. And I wonder where they're going to go with this even more. It keeps me intrigued and it keeps me in suspense. I love how much they've done so much with the likes of Mark Briscoe. From a comic book sort of character to now a serious competitor. That's actually fantastic. I love the build with MJF now. Spoiler alert: he's now been booted out of Hurt Syndicate. I wonder where he's going to go with this. He's going to build up his. I don't know why. I've got this feeling that MJF is going to try and build up his own stable, and this could lead to blood and guts. Maybe I'm thinking that's going to happen, even though he's still got his contract to say he's the champion. Going to be cashing in against the champion? Is that going to be all out? Is that going to be um, towards Forbidden Door? You know, this is endless. The tag team tournament, I did like the match, but with the EVPs losing that sort of mojo to be that um, EVP towards obviously when they lost against Will Ospreay and the likes of Swerve Strickland. I feel like they should have lost that match to give it more entity going forward in this current storyline they're actually in. They shouldn't have won that much match, and that's just me being honest with you. And I feel like they shouldn't. They should have let the Outrunners win that match. That's because, quite honestly, those guys put on a clinic of a match. It was actually a fantastic match. I was highly impressed, but I would have loved to see the Outrunners actually win that match to give another entity towards where this is storyline where they're no longer EVPs, not MVPs. I do apologize, but I tell you one thing: the whole episode was actually fantastic from top to bottom. You know, they're on fire at the moment. Um, yeah, that's just mad to think that we literally had like a mini pay per view last night. Every week has been delivered. Don't get me wrong, but how great AEW's been at the moment. It's just back to back stuff keeps me invested into the product. You know, it's just mental, absolutely freaking mental how it's been. You know, for us wrestling fans to, it's just insane. It just really is insane, guys. I can't stress you enough. And there's so much going off in AEW at the moment, you know, and it's just mental to think. Absolutely mental. Absolutely, I'm just blown away with last night's episode. And I'm loving the build towards the feud between Okada and Swerve Strickland. I'm hoping it's all at Forbidden Door, because that'd be an amazing match. Just that's my thoughts and opinions. I know it was just short and sweet, this video today. I might pop up at some point in the near distant future with discussion videos, but you know what to do. Yes, you, the viewer. Yes, you, not you, you. Yes, the one that press play button. If you're not subscribed already, why haven't you? Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and obviously check out my social media outlets down on the link tree down below. Until next time, guys. Catch you guys soon for another video.